Hello everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video. Today we're going to be doing my Andrew Cutter Picks of the Weeks. Now for those of you new to my channel, know nothing about this video series, basically what I do is I take a look at this week in DC Comics. Then I select the comic I enjoyed the most and declare my Andrew Cutter Pick of the Week. Now if at any time during this video you would like to see a comic expanded on a bit further, well, don't worry, I did a review of each and every single one of these. All you have to do is go back to my channel and you'll find the video. In addition to that, I will talk about any news, updates, or anything pertaining to my channel or the world around me. So with that said, let's get into DC Comics. All these are going to be zero issues, so we might as well just go right through them. So we had Nightwing this week, Red Hood and the Outlaws, Catwoman, Batwoman, Birds of Prey, Supergirl, New Guardians, Green Lantern, Swords and Sorcery featuring Amethyst. Is it featuring or presenting? Yeah, featuring. Close enough. Which makes me wonder, are they going to stick with Amethyst? I hope so. Blue Beetle, Wonder Woman, Captain Atom, DC Universe Presents, big hefty $6 issue, and finally, last but not least, Justice League. This week was really good. Actually, the only comics that weren't that good was Catwoman, I think, was the only one that I kind of cringed at. And retrospectively, I think I gave Catwoman 2.5 out of 5. I think I'm going to turn that into 2 out of 5. I know I really can't do that, go back in time and change what my review was. But, yeah, it really wasn't good. So we had a couple of contenders, some really good stuff, but there's what is it, 4 comics that stood out to me the most, and they were Batwoman, Wonder Woman, Nightwing, and finally Red Hood and the Outlaws. And it's really tough because Batwoman had some great dialogue and great motivation for the character. Wonder Woman had a nice self-contained story dealing with Ares or War or Mars or whatever you want to call him. He's Greek, so it should be Ares, but they call him War anyways. Or Brian Azzarello, because it's basically Brian Azzarello with the goatee. Nightwing was a nice origin for Dick, very well handled. Loved the Robin costume. And Red Hood was a very tear-jerking comic about Red Hood's history, about who he was before he became Red Hood. So this was a tough one for me because it's like each week the zero issues are getting better. Week 1 was meh. Week 2 was Week 3 is I wonder what's going to happen with week 4 because I'm running out of thumbs. So this week's Andrew Cutter Pick of the Week is going to go to Red Hood and the Outlaws. The other comics were fantastic, but I think this one really choked me up a bit because it is a sad origin story for Red Hood. Talking about his family, talking about his relationship with Bruce. It's not even him getting beaten to death by the Joker that's sad. It's him having to find his mother OD'd in an alleyway, and having to cope with that at the age of like 12. So it's a rough story, but it was a very good story. So Red Hood and the Outlaws gets my Andrew Cutter Pick of the Week. As for other things going on, well, my next Andrew Cutter, I don't call it Andrew Cutter, but my next, what I am thinking, I'm going to do my top maybe 10 comic book artists. It's definitely going to be a top 5, but I'm going to do my favorite comic book artists, and I'm tinkering around in my head who I like the most and who's going to be on the list, and it's going to be a tough list, so I don't know when this video is going to be up, but I will try to get it up relatively soon. I know who my number 1, my number 2, my number 3 are going to be, but there's a lot of artists I love. This actually came out of, I was talking to PMKNight last night, and we did a video roundtable about wrestling, and afterwards we kind of talked a bit about comic books and artists and writers, and he's very into the art, which I find is fascinating. That's one of the biggest draws for him. Art is important to me, but it's not the hugest draw. But I was thinking to myself, well, who's my favorite artist? Who's the artist that I like the most? If I had a list, what would it be? So I'm going to try to pull that out for you guys. In addition to that, this week for video games, and technically it's the last Wii game because I'm moving Epic Mickey 2 to Wii U. I'd rather get it on the Wii U. My last Wii game I am purchasing would have to be the Kirby Dream Collection Special Edition. Now this came with a big cardboard box and also came with like a booklet. Actually, if you give me 2 seconds, I can grab it. This was the box it came in. And inside it has a nice informational booklet that talks about Kirby, talks about his history, or her history. Kirby doesn't have a gender, does it? I always think of Kirby as a he, but it gives you nice detailed information about the character and the games, which is nice. I always like little booklets like this. It's fun to read. And it gives you the multiple different incarnations of Waddle Dees and King Dededes and Meta Knights. Or Meta Knight. But I like collections. I said this before. I said it again. I'm a sucker for collections. Because collections are great because, one, nostalgic ride through Nirvana. It is great. A nice nostalgic ride for old players. Two, it allows you to collect all these games without having to go out and pay the ridiculous price you would need to buy the systems and buy the old games. And find the old games. And three, they're just great for people that want to complete a collection of a certain game series. Maybe you want to collect every single Kirby game, but you can't find them all. Well, you're going to get 6 of them right here. And you get Kirby Dream Land, Kirby Dream Land 2, Kirby Dream Land 3, Kirby's Adventures, Kirby Superstar, and Kirby 64, The Crystal Shards. So you get that, plus challenge stages, plus a Kirby history in this little game packet. Very nice. Very nice. And like I said, I am a sucker for collected games like the Zelda Collector's Edition, Mario All-Star, Samurai Showdown, the collection, Mega Man collection, Sonic, the Mega collection, and the Gem collection. I'm a sucker for these collections because I love them so much. And the Mega Man X collection. I have the Mega Man X collection, but it's actually my friend's, and eventually I'm going to have to give it back. So I'm going to have to buy my own version, but I'm a sucker for collections. So this was pretty good. I recommend you guys go pick it up. I've played through Kirby Dreamland and Kirby Adventures. I'm going through them in subsequent order. So I'm doing Kirby Dreamland 2 now. I think I'm pretty much at the end of it. And then I'll be pretty much halfway through this game and then on to Superstar. So, yeah, like I said, I also did a video podcast roundtable with PMKNight. It's not quite up yet, but when it is, I'll lay down the link so that you guys can go to it. It's basically talking about wrestling. It wasn't just us. Some other people jumped in too. It was a fun time. It was long, though. We talked for quite a bit of time. So when I get the information on that, I'll lay it out for you guys. And always check out PMKnight stuff. He's informative and he's fun. And he always has some kind of opinion which makes you think. It's thought provoking. So that's good. That's what you want from a person, is when you watch a video, you want some thought provokingness. So yeah, not too much has been happening. Well, some stuff has been happening, but I can't talk about it right now. But I'll talk about it later. But yeah, it's been kind of a mellow week. So I guess I'm gonna end this video here because I don't really have too much more I want to talk about. But yeah, not too much more I want to talk about. So sorry about that. So anyways, with that said, this is Andrew saying peace out for now.